Right.
We'll give it a minute or two.
Yeah.
You don't have to know if John's coming or, okay. And we don't have Victoria yet. Oh, there's Victoria.
I'm here. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Victoria, good morning. I saw your note on 501, so we'll wait for an application on that.
Yeah.
Good. What do you think, folks? Another minute or two?
Do we have a,
We have a quorum. We have a quorum. We can start. You want to go ahead, Ian? Yeah. Thanks, you. So as we have a quorum, the meeting's called to order. Good morning, all. First order of business, the commission will review the draft minutes from the meeting of October 13th. Motion to approve. I see. Paul and Jeremy and you. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? No. Certificate of appropriateness votes. Thank you, Victoria, for all these good C's of A. Do folks want to look at them on the screen? Sometimes a good thing.
yep. Okay. We can do that. That is 7-year matter. So the first up is 739. And this was
Raise the roof.
raised the yes, raised the 24 inches and enlarge the third floor window opening, as well as install the fiberglass window pursuant to the specifications submitted to the commission.
Correct, yeah, all the specs came through, so there should be no contingencies. Right. Motion to approve the C of A for 739, you and Paul, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. Okay, so if anyone out there from 739 will get this signed and stamped over the weekend, it will be online on the city website. All the C's of A go up there. And onward. 250252.
Right, 252 Union. This was the multi-phase project that the gentleman presented to us. And this was really phase one of a multi-phase project, which includes the roof repair work, the demolition of the rear additions, and replacement with a single-story rear addition, raising the third-story roof, and removal of the existing siding, really as discovery. And they believe that there's historical wooden clapboard underneath.
Terrific. Okay, motion Paul and second Keaton, all in favor to approve the C of A?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. 442 Union Street.
Okay, 442 Union, coming up. And this was, the applicant, Jack Dillon, he had pre-approval about a year ago and had been delayed because of contractor availability issues. So it was really sort of getting his C of A back up to date. And the renovations on this project include the removal of asbestos siding, replacement of the attic window, talked about the triangular with the square inside the window, restoration of cornices, restoration of frieze paneling, addition of windows to the existing wood front door, and installation of the wood glass panel storm door on the outer vestibule part.
Perfect.
and copper downspouts, et cetera.
Okay. Paul and Miranda, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None is approved. 102 Union.
Okay. Okay, 102 Union. This was, changing the previously approved wooden baluster deck railing, to the, cable railing. He simply wanted to switch out materials. And his whole C of A was previously approved.
Okay. Paul and you, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Thanks so much, Jan.
Okay.
Just a footnote for what it's worth, folks may have logged in to get further information about 501. The applicant, Victoria, correct me if I'm wrong, has agreed to come back with a revised application for us to review.
Yeah, I spoke with the applicant's attorney yesterday. And they are working on getting materials together for a revised submission. They're looking into whether it's feasible to remove the lime wash without damaging the walls. And if not, then they'll be coming forward with something new. So it's in the works.
Terrific. Thanks so much for staying on that, Victoria.
You're seeing 501 Union.
That's correct. New applications?
Yeah, first up is 122. Union Street. And I believe we have the applicant here.
Right. So if you haven't done this, just kind of walk us through, starting with the photographs, which is great. It gives us a better sense of where we're at.
Sure, can I?
Absolute
Point.
you got the room.
All right, thank you. All right, so, so on the title sheet, you can see, so 122 consists of this volume and this volume. So this is the original 1834, according to the records that we found. And this is the 2015 edition. So the owner just purchased this property a few months ago. And the idea is, I mean, essentially there's some kind of interior for fairly minor things, but the idea is to obviously kind of restore some of the cornices and some of the kind of deteriorating woodwork, but also to bring this thing, which actually also needs a lot of work, even though it's a 2015 project, sadly. The idea is to kind of bring it a little bit more with the character of the neighborhood, because it is both kind of volumetrically and sort of detail-wise seems to be somewhere else. So you can kind of scroll through the rest of the images, and I'll show you. So this is the corner from the west. I mean, these are just, this is the entry, obviously, so we're not doing anything to it, but this is where we would like to do some work. This is the 2015 edition. When we go through these existing photographs, we'll show exactly what we're after. Primarily, I'm directing you. Keep scrolling.
What is that space used for today? Oh, I see now.
So the back of the 2015 is this greenhouse, which actually is the one that needs more work than anything else, ironically. But it's mostly, actually, you switch to this image. It's this bulkhead that we're proposing to remove and replace with a kind of much more again, volumetrically and sort of context appropriate structure, which is a little bit wider and a little bit longer, and will allow access from the third floor out onto this deck as well. But like I said, I'll discuss it in the next package there. Obviously, we're going to need to repair some of these, some of the woodwork there, and replace some of the Berkman process as well. And at some point, the backyard will happen too, but that's probably not in the purview of this commission. And then some of the kind of historical context there. So this is immediately to the east, this is immediately to the west, and these are across the street. So, I mean, the whole neighborhood, maybe with the exception of this one, is sort of an Italianate, as a kind of an Italianate look and feel to it. I guess that's some kind of a revival.
There's a later edition.
Yeah, okay. Well, a modern take on the revival, I guess. So if you can switch to the proposed document, the drawings.
Okay.
I'll go through the.
Is that the drawing stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, you can see on the title page immediately, this is the kind of the crux of this proposal. The existing trellis, which is, you know, like I said, again, is kind of out of character with the whole situation, would like to extend the cornice around it to kind of unify this whole thing, give it a little bit more volume. And that kind of bulkhead, which is, you know, with purely utilitarian, would like to essentially convert into kind of a 4-bay structure, which also houses a staircase from the 3rd floor down. And then if you can, I mean, well, I guess let's show the site plan. So the site plan, the adjacent property was at some point co-joined with this project. So this is essentially empty. This is the parking space there. So this bulkhead is what is outwardly in question, and this trellis. Do you want to see the interior plans?
No,
No. Okay, so let's switch to the elevations. We can just.
only to the degree something's happening, it's gonna have a major impact on the exterior, otherwise, no.
No, okay, so let's just switch to the elevation.
Which four, five,
Keep scrolling down.
Yeah.
So this is the existing condition. You can see the bulkheads sticking out. You can see the trellis. So this is from Union. This is from the backyard. If you go to the next page, you'll start seeing some site elevations. So this is the bulkhead in question. This is the trellis in question. And if you go all the way down, this is where the proposed elevations start to look further down. You'll see them, they're kind of shaded. There you go, there. All right, so in this instead is the proposed Union Street elevation. So you can see the trellis has become a little bit kind of, like I said, more in character with the rest of the structure. This is the replacement bulkhead. We're proposing a very light kind of a sunshade structure as well. And that's essentially the only exterior impact that you can really see, because all of you can see from the back there, obviously. If you switch to the side elevation there. So this is what it looks like from that side view. And this is section 2, the same thing. So that's, like I said, that's kind of the extent of the proposal here is the 2015 addition that both the owners and myself strongly feel that is kind of out of character with the neighborhood, but also it will allow to solve some of the kind of functional issues inside, because originally you probably, since you've been here a lot longer than anybody else, originally it was a rental property. There were several families living in there, so now we're trying to kind of make it work for them. So the two of them.
Could you pull out some of the materials as you go through the restoration or changes you're making, so we.
Well, I mean, so this is the idea is that this is a wood structure and this is a wood structure. I mean, it's going to be as obviously painted wood, which is kind of what seems to be around here. This structure, the trellis, we would like to use an eye-shaped metal also painted, so it's kind of much more thin and much more delicate, kind of almost like a wrought iron sort of situation.
Any other changes to the existing structure? Are you changing the window or fenestration or open?
No, the windows seem to be in good condition. The only window we may replace is this one in the back facing the backyard. But not so much because we need to change the shape of it, but we need to make an egress window, so it'll probably be a casement.
Okay, and up on the roof where there's some deterioration, you're doing wood for wood?
Yeah, we'll put that.
And what's underneath on the back of those skylines or?
No, we're putting some new skylights because the 3rd floor is a little on the dark side.
Are they there? Are they pre-existing the skylights?
No, this is the bulkhead, this is the roof access hatch, these are the new skylights. But you're not gonna see them from Union because the roof is in the opposite direction.
And could you give us more detail on the projecting bay? Is that all glass? What is that?
If we go to that elevation, the side, you can see the bay from the front.
Let's see.
Is that all right, Paul?
Yes.
Yeah, this one. So, well, so this is a wood structure. This is the upper part is substantially glazed because it's essentially kind of a greenhouse.
But what's between it?
Wood mullions, wood structure. So,
And is underneath it left open or is that enclosed as well? Or what is that?
no, there is a bit of wooden siding and, so it's essentially a two-story. So there are four openings here. So this is a door, and this is a door. This is essentially a window, and this is a window. And then up there you have a kind of a glazed, kind of veranda, I guess, with a couple of operable windows.
So the only new openings that are happening are the skylights.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, and also the second story of the veranda, that staircase.
So like, yeah, there's gonna be a window or two removed there to put a doorway. Is that what we understand?
There is, you mean on the side here?
Yes.
There's no windows on the side.
There are no windows on the side, but there are actually existing openings that we're gonna use. There is currently right here
Mhm.
is an opening in the brick with a header and it's actually bricked up. So that's what we're gonna use. That's already existing. And up here, there's a window that will enlarge to make a door with access.
Any issues you see going forward with the repointing? I can see it needs it, but you have a fair amount of work on that.
Well,
As it
yeah,
goes, yeah.
we're gonna have to obviously, do with it one way or the other. So that's part of the scope.
And the columns that are in the front on the ground floor level?
Yep.
What are those like? I can't see them very well. Are they square wooden posts?
They're current, yeah, so the idea is they're kind of a square wooden post with a bracket, supporting the cornice. And the bracket is kind of very much the bracket that is this one, so they kind of talk to each other.
Any other?
Is he painting the side of the building?
This side.
Well, the
Well,
front is painted,
Sorry.
but the side is not currently, right?
It's painted, the sides aren't. We would like in an ideal world to paint the side. But this is where we would like your direction on that. Because basically, you can see in the existing photograph, one of the reasons, by the way, we're kind of undergoing this, at some point, there was a carriage house attached. Well, we're not able to find any sort of more information. The Historical Society never got back to us, so. But we're assuming somewhere in the 1860s, there was a carriage house attached. We have no idea when it was demolished, but you can see that there is a kind of a presence in the brick of a much bulkier structure. So. Anyway, that's kind of,
Yes, the answer is yes.
the answer is yes, we like to paint it.
Then that's in your application.
Yes. I know.
Is it a lime wash or is it actual paint? Is it appropriate for brick?
Well, this is the existing facade there is actual paint. So again, this is one of those things where we would like to work with you on kind of recommendations, what you would prefer, what you would sort of,
Does that brick look like it had ever had paint on it on the side?
I'm gonna share.
What is that?
on the side.
No, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty clean, but again, there's there's clearly, like I said, there's been something attached to it. So it looks like it was whitewashed at some point, maybe there.
Good, can we pause before, can we deal with the addition, then deal with the
Yeah.
coding? And this is a great project. Wonderful house. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's gonna be wonderful. So let me ask some questions, if I could, like could you go back to that image that you just had? 'Cause I think that really is important. It's like the cover of, the cover of the PowerPoint, it's right there. The first slide, there you go. So the new maps, which is frankly, the only thing that concerns me vis-a-vis appropriateness, like that new mass that's going up.
Mhm.
How large how much, look at the little. What is that, the stairway, that's the stairway entrance to the
So
deck,
it's the
right?
same width as this, right, is the idea.
The same depth,
It's
with the width from the front, from
Yeah,
the
the
front view,
this,
right?
the front dimension is the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the window that will become the exit door for the third floor, so it's going kind of like that. You can switch to, well, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
well, there is a, you see just take the front page and that's actually kind of cool.
Right, would you have the other documents?
Well, I mean, that,
Well, so if I have
sure,
a minute,
sure, it's,
Would you pass that around, John?
I sure will.
so the front page of
Goodness,
it.
and also. Jan, could you show this, could you show this too, because this is,
Or, let me-
like, so this is what the end state looks like, but it also shows that there. Thank you.
Mhm. And you can kind of see that the carriage house, the line is right there, they used to be.
Yeah.
Right, I think we need a public hearing, is what I would suggest for the. I think.
It's lovely, but it does change the character of that view of the building, which is pretty prominent, pretty significant. In other words. The angle that's coming down is sort of obliterated, right, which is a great part of it. It looks a little as though, it doesn't, while I think you've chosen sensitive and good material. It doesn't strike me as something, me personally, that's why I would like the input of the public, there's something that, it doesn't look like it would have been there. So that's my one next opinion only, right, but like, that is it, the rest of it to me is. It's really just that second story with the window glazing and its impact on the overall structure. That's, I don't know if anybody else's opinion, but that's just my opinion, for which I would like to solicit, that's part of the process also, is we have a choice to waive a public hearing. The default is to get a public hearing and see if, and then we take, because the thesis is like, the view is all of ours, the home is yours.
I understand.
Right, so that is why I would make a proposal that we get the public's input on this.
And the way it works with that is the public will have a chance to speak, and then we can choose to accept that feedback or not. Understood. And then we just move forward, but it gives a voice to the community.
And you get the opportunity to present it as well.
That sounds reasonable.
And when does this happen?
2 weeks. I'm sorry, I should have spoke too quickly. We're struggling with the calendar now.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're going into the funny season
Right.
where, folks may be away or we're conflicted with, the city calendar, et cetera. So, it should be 2 weeks. We should talk about that now. What were we trying to sort out here on the calendar? We looked at, the,
Advancing,
Next week, so. the next,
advancing to the third
yeah,
The 3rd of December,
November.
no, we're in November. Let's go through it.
It would
It's
be-
gonna impact the other applicants.
we would miss, the next scheduled meeting is a federal holiday. Today is the 27th. The next proposed meeting would be the 10th. But that's Veterans Day, so that being said, we were proposing to do the 3rd and the 17th.
Right. And then in December, the 1st and the 15th, the idea being having as consistently as we can, 2 meetings a month. But also not creating meeting dates that people can't make or we can't do.
So the 3rd and the 17th in November, which puts us a week before Thanksgiving, and then in December, we could do,
1st and 15th, I
we
thought.
could do the 1st and the 15th, yeah. So that would work.
What do you think, y'all? Be good to get this out of the way.
just, Just for my
Can we
per,
pause that before, look, can we wrap this and then do?
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, Bill.
Well, we're just trying to tell them when.
I'm trying to sort out the
When-
public hearing as the thing, Jeremy.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, sorry, go ahead. I have a question after this, but you can.
okay. So, I mean, I arranged my calendar to be here on the tenth, but I can. I can dial in, or I think you need to assess me to get a form without me,
Yeah, I can't be here on the third.
I can't do the third either.
okay?
You have to be.
That's three down, we're starting to get in trouble.
So what about doing the tenth and just doing one meeting?
I believe the tenth is, this building
Yeah,
closed.
the parents is a federal holiday.
Tracy Delaney had, reached out to us earlier in the week,
Yeah,
and I think the tenth, this building is closed, and,
All right,
government is closed. I think, right, because it's Veterans Day.
so, any further thoughts? I really feel we need 2 meetings a month where people can't get their work out.
Well, the third, unless we do it on,
Can't do the 24th, because that's the day after
Right.
Thanksgiving.
what about the second? Are you guys available that week if we do it a
I'm
different day?
on that entirely.
I can be in Zoom by that week, but I cannot be in person.
Who's here physically or could be on the third?
Second.
Third.
The third.
Oh,
Okay, Paul, Bill, you, that's 3.
where's Kim?
Kim should be able to be here. She's away today, and that's the end of her holiday season.
That will work for you.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
And then,
All right, so if we go ahead with the public hearing, and I'm assuming that's what my colleagues are asking for, it will be on the 3rd.
thank you.
Okay.
Are we on?
We didn't vote
Are we on
on that.
that?
No,
We need to
On the
vote.
public hearing?
no, I was just trying to figure out how we're gonna do it.
What was the second meeting date? Was that the 17th?
Yes.
Cool.
A question, if I may.
Sure.
So the kind of the idea of whether or not this is appropriate is predicated on the premise that it like may have not been there. Is that, it like, doesn't look like that? So is that?
I wish it was that simple, in which case we'd ask you to put the carriage house back.
Well, but that's the, and obviously this wasn't here the whole thing, right? So, and in 2015, it was obviously approved by, I mentioned this very commission. So again, I'm just trying to kind of figure out how.
It's not that big a deal. We're just asking to see if folks weigh in and have something to contribute to the process. We don't give up ownership of the process. It's the same crew that votes.
Right.
We listen to folks. If they have something valuable to say, sometimes they absolutely do. We have almost never turned down an application. We have occasionally had to negotiate some bits and pieces, so it should not be a concern that something terrible is gonna happen. We'll have a regular meeting, we'll listen to people, we'll debate, and we will come to a conclusion.
Phil, before you vote, I want to make sure the application has enough specificity on the windows that he may or may not change, because that's confusing for Craig unless it's clear in these plans which window and what the spec is.
Is that clear in the, I don't recall if that's clear in the drawings or whether there's a call out for the specs and materials on the windows.
You mean like a window manufacturer?
Yeah, a sheet even is sufficient, and then a call out on the drawing indicating that there's a change so that code can follow it.
Well, I mean, we weren't very specific about which window the fabricator would use yet because we're sort of not in that stage of life. And obviously we haven't submitted the code yet, right? So that's kind of, I mentioned they would want more specificity. So to be honest, no, but we can supplement.
If you could add some supplements to the existing proposal before the next meeting, actually as soon as you can, and get that to Craig. And probably Jen and myself, but absolutely to Craig, then we'll be in good shape.
All right, we can do that.
And we do appreciate everyone's time and consideration.
No, not at all. What's the deal? Okay, now, is someone making a motion that, we pause and go to public hearing? Jeremy? Miranda, in favor? Okay, thank you so much. This is a great project and we'll see you on the third.
Next week.
I vote that, yeah.
You vote against the public hearing?
Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't know these, that's.
So now that's okay.
No, but it's
Wait.
one against the public hearing and everybody else is
Just,
for it.
How many people are in the room? I can't.
let's do a roll call then, in terms of public hearing.
She said, how many people are in the room, but let's do a roll call.
Let's do a roll call, and it'll solve Victoria's problem as well.
Thank you.
Public hearing is a question on the table, Hugh?
Yeah.
Miranda?
Yes.
Phil? Yes.
Yes.
Paul? Yes.
Jeremy, yes.
John, yes.
Okay.
Done. Next. 239 Allen Street, that's
me.
that's all.
I'm coming up here, I guess. You need me to be sure.
Everyone did.
Bring your application down.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't know what it is.
Okay.
And I did some different pictures, I guess, do you need that? I mean, basically, we just purchased the property and closed on it last week. The fence between myself and the neighbor, Jenny Jones, is falling down. When the existing structure was there, the garage in the back, Galvin ripped that down and it destroyed that fence. So we're looking to repair that, replace that entire fence along her line, give us a back fence, and then the side yard fence to be able to have it fully enclosed. We have gone to Mid Hudson and we have the fence already picked out. It is 8 feet, 6 feet of the regular fence, and then 2 feet of the lattice, from what I understand, that is the current guidelines. I have a picture of it on my phone. I thought I
I'm
submitted.
sorry, I didn't receive any pictures.
Oh, okay, I submitted.
Sure, our code enforcement.
Okay. Do you need to see a picture?
I think we should see.
It would be great, yeah.
That's my phone around. It will be painted. We've worked with the neighbor, Jenny. She has one color on her side, so we're having it painted her side, so she doesn't have to paint it again. And then we'll have a different on our side. There'll be a gate on the side of the house and the gate in the back of the house.
Got it.
Okay.
Just in terms of where it's going, it's replacing an existing fence, right?
Between-
You're not extending it, it's not.
We're replacing an existing fence, but then the back of the house doesn't have a fence because there was a garage there.
Okay.
So we're doing that, and both sides will be painted. And it actually matches, here's the yard, if it gives you any sense of it. There's the yard, so it'll be in the back there.
So they're across the back.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it'll match basically the fence next door. And that's really all the details I have. There's.
Okay.
It's been antique, but
And so would I come back on the third to get an approval? Is that how that works?
So, what happens is we, find the application complete today. We ask the city attorney if we approve it to go forward, prepare a C of A,
Okay,
which is a single page spec. And then we vote on the C of A, and you do not have to come back.
okay,
That'll just go through our process and get posted on the city website.
very good.
But there's a 2-week lag in the process to allow time for the attorney to prepare this actual certificate.
Okay, so I'll continue to check the website. Once it's approved, will
You'll
the,
know. You're done.
will the, to go get the permit, will they know about it or I have to print?
Craig
something?
will definitely know about it. We'll let him know and he'll get the first copy. But concurrently, we also post. So get back in touch with Craig
Okay,
in 2 weeks.
okay, very well, I will.
Can we have the picture emailed as well? So it's part of the application?
Yeah, can you incorporate that picture digitally
Yeah, yeah, I'll
and send that to
send
everybody?
it, send it to Craig.
Send it to Craig and if you would send it to Jan, who's sitting there right next to you.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
we also, we need to vote on.
No, no, we're
Yeah,
getting
oh,
there.
okay.
We're
But I
still-
just I want to clarify, it is made of wood, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, motion to find the application complete. Jeremy and Paul, all in favor, motion to waive the public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a CV. Jeremy and Paul, all in favor, any opposed? Done.
Okay,
And do you want to record it
Yeah.
here? And I will send that over to you shortly.
okay. Okay, and let me just quickly do this. Next up is 458 Union.
I submitted the application very electronically, but apparently not everything came through. So if you just look at your documents, you'll see what this is. The garage at 458 Union Street has been, the garage was put in around in the 1950s, the house was in the 80s. The garage on the side of the garage door has been malfunctioning in the last year. I've had mentioned that a couple of times in services, particularly in humid weather, it won't open. And I've also had 3 occasions where I have not had power, and even with the override, it's too heavy for me to lift. So I have mentioned that, to look at it, and they recommended a replacement. They recommended that I replace it with a metal door, because that would be lighter and I would be able to open it if I needed to in an emergency. The other difference is that the current door has windows at the top. Again, for safety reasons, they recommend that I metal go out. In the current door, 3 of the windows have bullet holes. So that's not a look I wanted to.
Yes.
Okay,
It sounds so appropriate.
So I did not realize I needed to bring this to you because that was like a maintenance thing. And so when I went to Craig, he said, no, you have to bring it over because there was anything to the exterior has to go forward. So that's, and unfortunately at this point, I've already ordered the door. So
I propose we waive a public hearing.
thanks, John. I
Find
thought
the
you were,
application complete.
I wasn't sure where you were going on that. There's a motion to find the application complete. Miranda and Jeremy, all in favor? Motion, as John says, to waive a public hearing. Oh my God, John. And as the city attorney, prepare CV. Jeremy and Miranda, all in favor? You're done.
thank you so much.
Stay in touch with Craig. Paperwork will come through.
Sorry.
The paperwork will come through. Stay in touch with Craig.
Thanks
Thank
for
you. Anything else?
That's
Could
it.
we do the December meetings, because we're gonna change those, let's plan ahead.
Okay, we had proposed one more time, I
Wait,
think.
I'm sorry, yes, sir?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I arrived late. I'm here representing the 252 Union Street. I know I missed the vote for that project. I don't know if it's possible to discuss it now or if you'd like me to come back.
That was simply a vote.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it.
You're good.
Okay, all right. I appreciate it. And again, sorry about that.
No, the documents will get posted on the city website. Stay in touch with code enforcement, but you're approved.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, who wants to go through the dates again?
So it's the 3rd and the 17th, it looks like for November, right?
Yeah,
Those are the 2 dates. I can do the 17th, I cannot do the 3rd.
and the first and the 15th.
November 3rd.
Yeah, I can't do November.
I cannot do
No, but it sounds like you have a,
Let's go through the bid and ask on that. For November 3rd, we have Phil. Who else?
What do you say?
November.
Repeat sec, November 3rd.
Yeah, I'm good.
You, Phil. Anyone else?
I could probably do it by Zoom.
That doesn't count. I need 2 more in person. Kim can come. I thought we had 4 last time. I can't.
That I revisited and unmoved on that one.
Is it right? Okay, pardon these.
You know, I'm gonna go 10, 17.
Yes, I want to do it based on
We need to meet in person. Fourth.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to stay. So-
Well,
so-
but Bill, is 1, 2, 3, and what, 4? Miranda.
Where do you get 3?
Carolina next week.
All right, so there's nothing here on the 3rd.
Does it have to be? In
Have to know.
No.
It could be the 2nd, or it could be the 9th.
Well, you have to make sure this room is available.
Well, we could work around that.
That we can find out, or they'll figure out a way to let us in.
This is the day that, the chambers is closed, that the government is closed, so it could be the 9th, or it could be the 2nd.
Or Monday.
I can't get a public notice out in time if we pull back more days. I've got a 5-day window to get the notice out, which means it sort of has to go out this weekend. Craig, they're asking for a public hearing. We're trying to shuffle the calendar around holidays and other stuff in November to make sure we have a quorum.
What about the 9th? Does that work?
You do November 1st? How about November 1st? Does that work?
No, not for me.
Could we get 4?
It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me, but you can have a meeting without me.
It's not as good though. I can do the 9th of November, it's a Thursday. I can do the 9th of November.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
Come on, guys, we gotta come up with some dates.
No, why don't we just have one meeting in November?
So I think
Yeah, that's what it has to
There's
be.
not that much on the calendar at this point.
Do that.
17th.
Yeah, the 17th, everyone can do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I may not be here.
I'll be here.
Well.
Everybody else is separate to me.
Everybody,
All right,
yeah,
Lon, we're agreeing on one meeting November on 17th.
10 a.m.
yeah.
And we're having a public hearing that day.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, we need to vote to reschedule the public hearing to the 17th.
let's finish December. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Are we good for December 1 and December 15th?
December 1st, Friday, December 15th, Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
done. May I have a motion to change the public hearing or have the public hearing on the 17th? Hugh?
Yeah.
Paul, all in favor? It is now on the 17th.
Well, will one of you email the applicant? and Let them know.
Yes.
Okay.
I will do that, Victoria.
Thank you, Jan.
One meeting on the 17th. Should we do December now too?
I thought we just did, John.
I'm sorry.
The person of the.
Oh, great, that's great. I'm very excited. Okay.
All right, John's excited.
So the public hearing will be on the 17th.
At 10 a.m.
And as
Followed by
Victoria,
a regular meeting,
huh?
followed by a regular meeting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't start early.
Okay. Is there any further business? Do you want to discuss, did you discuss 501?
Did in the front end of the meeting, Victoria had spoken to the attorney for the applicant. They are asking if they can come back and talk to us with some ideas.
But they're not gonna do anything to the brick.
Now they can have this to stop work.
They're not gonna like, oh, we'll try to take all this off. That's not how it looks. We're not
No,
gonna do
so Craig should probably give them some feedback. I don't know if Craig's in the room about the limits of what they can and can't do, because they did want to do some investigation as to whether it's even possible to remove the lime wash.
I would propose that they do nothing, because I'm not clear that they know what they're doing.
The
Okay,
orders
I'll follow up.
the order they have right now is they can't do nothing to the exterior of the property until they get approval from the city historic commission.
Okay,
And me.
Can we ask that whatever they propose, that they have some kind of consultant who knows about old brick?
yes, I talked to him about that and told them they needed to hire a professional consultant to advise them and that the board may be hiring its own.
Because none of us have that level of expertise, and what we don't want to do is destroy the brick.
Right.
Anything else? Folks, are we good? Motion to adjourn? You, Miranda, in favor? Thanks.
Aye.
Thank you all. Thank you, Victoria.
Bye.